Hello YouTube, Trinity here again with another deck profile, this time for a future card Buddyfight. I finally got all my 10th anniversary stuff in except for one. Please excuse the background. My cat has recently found one of her toys and I decided to give it to her right before recording, and all of a sudden she wants to play with it while we start recording. She had 10 minutes not to, and then she came back down and played with it. So if you hear some jingling in the background, please excuse that. Without further ado, we'll get on with the deck profile for 10th anniversary. All my stuff's in, except for Tyrants, which I need to pick up Immense Presser and Buddy options. Besides that, pretty much all my decks are done, so I'll be shooting out a bunch of Buddyfight ones, as well as Speedroids, followed by Evil Heroes, followed by Crystal Beast. If you haven't seen the video, basically drop whatever the one card I was confused, whatever the extra card magic was that I was trying to figure out what I wanted to spot it with. Just drop it for the Snake Eyes fusion monster. That being said, I got one Digimon today, a couple of Buddyfight deck profiles, as well as we'll have some Yu-Gi-Oh ones coming soon, so look out for that. Without further ado, let's get on with the deck profile. As well as I got a one-piece deck profile coming really soon too once the stuff comes in. So we'll raise the flag. Today is Hero World, and we got Gemclone Super Warriors for 10th anniversary. It's a deck I picked up at the tail end of Buddyfight for a really good deal, actually. I got this off TCG Player, and I had this sleeve given to me by a friend. It's a deck I've had since the end of the era. I picked up right before the game died. It's a really fun deck. This is more so a Menjo Gemclone variation. It's not pure, but I think this is one of the best variations of the deck. So we got our flag and our buddy. Our buddy is Gemclone, simply not because we're ever calling it, just so we can run the different worlds. That being said, we'll move on to the deck profile. Here's my former buddy. We got Gemclone Origin Cloak, Mirror World Hero. You could run 3. I'm on 4. I do not like, as I've stated, there's only certain decks I run Future Card Buddyfight in. I do not like it because of the Community Vandalist. It is a very, very toxic and free card, and if I can avoid running it in the list, I will do everything I can to avoid running it. If you wanted to run it, you can run it as a 2 to 4 of, whatever your preference is, and I would probably maybe drop one copy of this. Anyway, we're on 4 of the buddy because I don't run Future Card Buddyfight. Again, if you wanted to, you could drop one of this and another card for it. This is your main card of the deck. It lets you equip 2 Super Warriors, and this is your... It has double attack. No, it has triple attack, impact transform. You can transform into 2 cards. You can counter transform. Really good card. So please excuse me if I get anything incorrect. The deck list is very well tested. It's just been a while since I've gotten to play Buddyfight. I can't play it all the time, but when I do, I love playing it. Next, we have 3 copies of Gemclone Origin Breaker Re-B. He is the bed and brother of the deck. He basically can copy any of the impact cards you put into a soul and gains all their abilities. He has Move and Soul Guard. He is amazing. We'll move on to the next card in the deck profile. 2, Professor Menjo. This card, if you don't know, is just extremely cracked. He's one of your combo cards. He's just the GOAT himself. And then I'm on 4 copies of her. You could probably run 3. I'm on Blazer Frill, Mirror Hero. 4 copies of her. Just really, really good card for a Mirror Hero. Then we have 4 copies of Guy Grinder. He is our wonderful dude. Also, this deck is in Common Rider sleeves and over sleeves. I got that off the guy so shout out to whoever gave me this deck. I haven't changed it at all. Well, the sleeves, because I love Common Rider Grease. I'm a big build fan. So yeah, we got Guy Grinder for the search, which is a really good card. 3 Iron formula. I like 4. I don't have a 4th one. I think 3 is just perfect, though. 3 Iron. And then I'm on 2 copies of Mirror Hero Rampage Sonic. Then we move on to our spicy 1-ofs in the deck profile. And I say spicy because one of them is supposed to be a 2-of, but I only own 1, and I didn't feel like ordering one, so I'm trying to try something else. I'll move them down here. We got 1, The End Over, 1, Omnilord Morokumo, 1 copy of Mega Man here, and 1 copy of this, which is just a tech card on my end. You could probably run something else, but I just like having the 1 copy of Massive Vantage with the combo with Blazer Frill. And that is it for our Super Warriors package and our Professor Menjo, because, you know, he's an honorary Super Warrior. we'll now move on to the special impact monsters of the deck that we'll be going over and why we run them. And they are to combo with, we'll put this aside so you can read it while I go over the other ones. Next, I run 1 copy of Fake Legion. Fake Knight Legion, it's just a really good card. Basically, you're putting into the soul of this card, and then when this card attacks, it gets 1 critical for each dip back monster in your drop zone, so you can kind of OTK with this card. Next, we run the card that I hate most in all of Buddyfight, and which is crazy because people say Garga exists, and I'm a big Garga supporter, but no. I absolutely hate Ball Dragon. I hate Sun Dragons. I hate fighting Sun Dragons. I think the deck is ridiculously free. It's just in my opinion, Sun Dragons are the Pro Tag deck. Out of all the Pro Tag decks that have come out in Buddyfight and other games, I think Sun Dragons basically exemplify what a Pro Tag deck is. It has options for every scenario. It can kill you out of nowhere. And I actually quit the game in Triple D. I loved it in regular. I loved it in 100. I hated Triple D because I hated Hero World and I hated Sun Dragons. I hated all the burn effects, and I was an Ancient World player, so I had to pay life. So that was back when I was really bad at the game, when I was a lot younger. Since then, I've improved, and I accept this game for what it is, and I still love this game. It has a love-hate. I've had a love-hate relationship. You can just ask my wife. I've had a love-hate relationship with this game for a very long time, but the deck that I will always hate the most is Sun Dragons, because they can just kill you out of nowhere. And here's a great example of that. We have Ball Burst Master Re-B. I hated the original Ball Burst Master enough, so why not make a Re-B that does what it does, but better, and does at least 12 damage, and you can't counter. Of course, yes, you can rest it, but you're not always going to have that card. And normally, whenever I fight Sun Dragons, even though I run a plethora of outs, I don't ever have the card. So, just kind of an anecdotal, but I hate it. Got these cards off a friend. Finally got this is what really held me back from making this deck final, was getting these 2 Jackknives, but I finally picked them up off someone, a friend, and someone off I think one off TCG player. But yeah, we have the 2 Jackknives here. It's just a really good card. You basically run it for when this attack with a card from drop zone. So you basically run them for the effects you can copy. And that is it for the copyable impact monsters. Of course, you can always copy the Super Warriors. But that is it for that package. We will now move on to spells. I play 4 copies of the Finish Road as your searcher. I play 3 copies of Mirror World of the Future. It puts your gauge. 2 Reject, basically the call back and multi-attack. So there were a few other cards that I originally wanted to run. Like, I think it was Draw 2 Extra, like some of the older cards. Unfortunately, those cards are really expensive and hard to get. The deck works well enough without them. Like, you could run Find Joker, drop one of this to run Find Joker if you really wanted to. And you could run Draw 2 Extra, which is what I really wanted to do. But unfortunately, I know they're on TCG. I just don't feel like spending $40 on it. Same with Immense Pressure, because I know I have one and one of my buddies has one if we look hard enough. So I'm trying to find it before I do the Tyrant deck. So meanwhile, we run the Draw 2 Extra. Again, you can run the old Draw 2 Extra as well. This is another option you have for you. You can do a 2-1 split and a 1-3 split. That works pretty well, but if you don't have it, this works just as good in testing. Mirror Hero effects. This is basically your phase ender. And then we have our bread and butter of the deck, which I'm so happy I picked this deck off the guy at the end. I have 3 Blissful Suns. Those are the only 3 I have, and honestly, really love them. And then we have the new card that just came out. We have I've Seen Through Your Moves, Re-S. Only 3 copies, not 4, because I want to make space in the deck. But that is basically it for our Super Warrior deck. If you like, give a comment down below. Let me know any suggestions you have. And I think this deck is really fun to play. It was a lot to make. It took me a while to finish up, but I really enjoyed it. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.